Hey guys, what's up? It is Corey, and it's been a little while since I've been in the public eye on the social medias talking to the world. I've been spending the past 6 months plus really dialing in more about the business at CrossFit Rampage, but when I got into CrossFit, one of my biggest passions was the sport of CrossFit. And I've been a #1 fan of everything CrossFit as a sport since 2010 when I did my first thruster and pull-up. So that being said, this video is coming to you just out of sheer passion for the sport, from being a fan, from being a past competitor, still competitor at heart. And anytime I go to a competition, I struggle to view this as a fan, even if I'm a spectator, and rather I view it as a coach. And I see all of these people who I start looking at and think, how could I make that person better? What's that person doing wrong? Why are they doing that? So on and so forth. So I was spectating at the Battle of the Barbells this weekend, and phenomenal job by the crew putting that on. It's been great to see that competition just grow over the years. It is definitely Tennessee or even the South's premier fitness competition. So props to those guys. So this video has nothing to do with that competition. It's just, I was witnessing people at that competition this past weekend. So this is for two different parts, or two different reasons. One reason for this video is I want to talk to you scaled competitors, or you up and coming lifters or exercisers for time, on why you should stop muscling the barbell up. I see it all the time. We see it at our scaled competition. I see it all over the place. I see it in our classes when people are new. Muscle cleans and muscle snatches have their place, but usually in competition, they're not getting used properly, and you're making it so much harder on yourself. So we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into that in just a moment. And then the second part, or second reason for this video, is movement standards. Guys, as the sport of CrossFit continues to grow, there are more and more local competitions, and even on the elite scene, there are more and more sanctionals and whatnot. People are finding that they love this sport, but since there's no overarching power or governing body of the sport, then the rules get really cloudy on what is and isn't a good rep. And guys, I see it all the time. I see it from people who are coaches at other gyms, who are winning competitions, who are the best out there, doing poor movement standards, if you will, having poor movement standards, that would be a better way to put it. And I mean that specifically on things like locking your barbell out overhead, finishing your power cleans, making sure your squat depth is actual squat depth and it's not just where you think it is. Guys, it's bad out there. There are so many people competing, and nobody is out here telling them, hey, this thing that you're doing doesn't count. And I think it's for fear of no one wants to hurt anyone's feelings anymore. Well, fuck, your feelings need to be hurt if you're trying to play a sport and you're playing it wrong. But then also, for the integrity of the sport as a whole, we all need to have these standards in this basic rule book, if you will, that's been in place now for years on what's a good thruster, a good burpee, kettlebell swing, power clean, so on and so forth. So let's dive into that in the gym just a little further as well. And if you think that I'm not talking to you, keep watching, because I'm probably talking to you at least on a couple movements that happen while you're competing. Alright guys, so we're jumping back to the first reason for this video, and that reason was for the scaled or the beginner athlete to stop muscling the barbell when it comes to a power clean or a power snatch. So check it out, whenever you choose purposely to muscle clean or muscle snatch, it's because the weight for you is really, really light. You're probably holding on to that thing for 10 plus reps, and it's the smartest option. But the reason we actually see people do it is because they're missing or lacking the skill of the movement. So check it out. When I muscle clean something, if it's not light, as in it's really heavy, it's going to feel exceptionally harder or heavier than than if I just chose to power the movement, as in re-dip under it. So if you're unclear what I'm even talking about, let's use the power clean versus the muscle clean. A power clean, I will re-dip under the bar. And stand. With the muscle clean, we won't see that re-dip, so we'll have to use a really powerful hip drive and then pull with our arms to get the bar all the way to our shoulders. So that is great if it's really light. Now, if you find yourself really pulling with the arms like that, and you're struggling to catch the bar on your shoulders, you're making this thing way harder. And we see it a whole lot also with the snatch. And the telltale sign is if you have to press out the snatch. Guys, what I'm about to show you should not happen. Practice, practice, practice with really light weights until you can avoid this. And that is the ever so common press out. Looks like this. Okay? And I actually did a poor job because I still dipped under it. So more so in the muscle variation like this. There's no reason, if you're trying to learn to be a competitor, that you should allow yourself to continue doing that. Instead, as that bar is passing your head, you need to learn to dip down. Think of it like this. If you had a destination to deliver a package to, you are A and you're delivering it to B. If you drive all the way there, it takes a long time. But if you had someone at B that could come halfway and meet you, you're gonna get that package there so much faster to the person receiving it because you only have to go halfway. Same thing with the bar. If it's going up and you at the same time can go down, that's gonna happen a lot quicker and it's gonna be way easier. So I encourage you to take some weight off the bar and practice the skill of the power clean and the power snatch. All right, guys, moving on to the second part for this video, and that's movement standards. Now, we're not going to get into every single thing. I've done that in the past. It's a ton of fun, but it takes forever. So let's just think about this. If you were to watch yourself on a video, would you know what a good rep versus a bad rep is? So let's take some power cleans. I've done these in the past, so if you've been following me for years, this is nothing new to you. Here's the ever so common chest touch clean. That doesn't count. I don't care how pretty you are, what kind of shoes you're wearing, or how fast you're moving. The power clean is supposed to finish with the elbows flashing in front of the hands or the barbell. And then second, we also see the I'm too fast to stand up clean. So we're getting those elbows in front, but we never stand up. It's gonna look like this. So when I watch people at competitions trying to go really fast, we see both of those, and everyone on the sidelines is just, hoorah, good job, keep going. Because they're going fast, they're moving the weight, it's impressive. But you're missing that extra half a second to make it an actual quality rep. Guys, that stuff goes the same for your squat depth, for your locking out over your head, for whatever it might be where there's a range of motion standard. So, if you were to view these movements of yourself, would you even know what the actual standard is? And if not, why? It's partially your fault. It's partially your coach's fault. So if you're a coach and you're watching this, guys, hold your people more accountable. If you're an athlete who does more than just your class in your gym, you're actually going out to compete, it's also on you to learn these movement standards and know that you're hitting them even when you're tired and even when you're going 100%. So guys, I hope this came off as helpful, and I hope you can take this to the gym and start dialing in these movements. All right, enjoy the rest of your day.